Hello, and welcome to your tarot forecast for the full moon eclipse in Taurus. I just got back from out of town, so I have a very needy cat that will be joining this video. So if you haven't met Zoe, welcome. And if you haven't met me, I'm Michelle Shea, or more recently known as the Demisexual Witch. So I welcome you to this channel if you're new, and if you're still here, you can now follow me on two locations on Instagram, the Demisexual Witch and @Michelle Shea. The Demisexual Witch is the new place that I will be sharing mostly this type of content, as well as additional new explorations into other magical fields. So if that is the reason why you enjoy content from me, feel free to follow along there. And we're going to dive into our full moon reading, but we're doing things a little bit differently this time. One, because I got a request for more of the elemental readings on the extended over on my Patreon, patreon.com/Michelle Shea. But also because I did just get back from traveling and I want to make sure that I can wind down and get a good night's sleep before heading to the polls tomorrow, which is happening on the time of this full moon eclipse. So I'm going to keep this shorter. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a general reading that's not going to be elemental. We're going to just do a massive longer reading for the general collective, and then I'm going to break it down into the elements over on my Patreon. So if you like getting a little more concise with the readings, if you like to know your earth, air, fire, water, whether you be sun, moon, rising, or Venus signs, head over to patreon.com/Michelle Shea and join the monthly mystics. And this entire video will be available for you there, as well as access to the monthly tarot scopes and the occasional pick a card readings that I share over at that location. So feel free to head over there if that interests you, and if you are still just watching on the general collective, welcome to a multi-card reading. We're going to start with a card from the Total Betty Goddess deck. Important information for this week specifically. The Kickstarter for this Total Betty Goddess deck second edition is only going until November 11th, which is this Friday if you're watching this at the time of the full moon. Currently, we are not at our goal. Don't worry, if you do decide to donate, you don't get charged if we don't meet our goal. You won't be out any money. But if you do want to support this deck, that is going to be the only way to do so for the next several months. If I'm printing this deck on my own, I'll probably just throw a pre-order up on my website with a notice that says that it probably won't be printed until next fall or winter. And so it'll probably be about a year before this deck gets printed if the Kickstarter doesn't go. So if you are thinking about supporting the Kickstarter and you haven't yet, or if you have friends that you could share the Kickstarter link with, it is down below in the description. It's also just tinyurl.com/Total Betty Kickstarter. So it's a pretty easy to remember link. And it's a deck of 90s icons. So I'm going to shuffle it up. I will still have a few limited number of the first edition available on my website for the next couple months. I'm just listening to the messages and the timing of the universe. So I'm going to trust that if the Kickstarter didn't find its audience, then it's just not the right time for this deck. But I will enjoy having my own personal copy, and I will still be using it for these general collective readings. So we're going to dive in with our Total Betty Goddess for this Taurus full moon eclipse. Maybe we need another table shuffle. So our Total Betty Kickstarter for the Taurus full moon is Ocean, played by Lauren Hill. So Ocean is here to tell us that we are worthy. We are worthy. Normally I do an abundance reading for Ocean, but I'm really getting kind of a little political vibe here, and that you are worthy of having your voice heard. So if you are doubting that you are worth getting what you want, whether it be in the global world or personally, this is a message that you are worthy and you need to own your worth, because don't be a hard rock when you really are a gem. Moving forward from our Ocean card, we are going to do a longer reading, but I'm not going to go through every card for the general collective. So I'm going to lay out 10 cards from the Modern Witch Tarot. And those 10 cards are going to give me a little insight into our recent past, our present under this full moon eclipse, and our relatively near future. Okay, so diving in. These longer card readings are usually where they're on the extended, so we're just flip-flopping and making the elemental the extended ones. Underneath, we have the Seven of Pentacles, so I will talk about that one. Seven of Pentacles is about patience and about recognizing where you need to put your focus at any given time period. So that's kind of underlying this energy. Recent past, Six of Cups, Judgment. Ten of Pentacles Present, we have the Page of Swords, Two of Wands, and Page of Pentacles. Future, we have the Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and Page of Cups. So with our recent past, with the Six of Cups, Judgments, and the Ten of Pentacles, we have, I said I had a needy cat, didn't I? Come up here then. Okay. So with our recent past, with the Six of Cups, Judgment, and Ten of Pentacles, we are looking at a relatively lucrative recent past where we took our inner child, cared for what they wanted, sort of established who we really were and let go of the things that were not really truly authentic to us. And we are being rewarded. In the recent past, we have been rewarded for this. Maybe it's monetary, maybe it's with a beautiful friend circle or family, but recognize the abundance that surrounds you, whether it be financially or socially, because it is there. And the more you can realize it and the more you can be grateful for it, the more the universe can send you more of the same. Our present underneath this full moon is the Page of Swords, Two of Wands, and Page of Pentacles. So what we're getting here is a lot of energy of really striking out on our own and being able to make things happen for ourselves. It might feel a little foreign. It might feel a little uncomfortable. You might feel like you want more help, but you basically have the help that you need within you and surrounding you in your spiritual world. And you just need to be able to pick between two paths, and it feels like one of them is going to be more social and connected to others, and the other one is going to be more individualized. And I think that it is possible to eventually blend both, but right now you're really being called to rely on your own strengths. Financially, intellectually, and then spiritually, know that you are relying on your own strengths, but you're also relying on the strength of the spiritual support that surrounds you. So even though you're doing this alone, you're not doing this alone, if that makes sense. Finally, we have the Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and Page of Cups in our near future. This is saying that things aren't necessarily going to be easy, but they are going to be very rewarding. So if we are looking at a general worldview, I feel like the next coming days are going to be a little bit of an upheaval. As I said, the astrology is lining up for that. And then we are actually going to be rewarded. And the way that we are rewarded is by being generous with ourselves and generous with others. There is a definite feeling of being called to support the causes that you believe in. Regardless of any election outcomes, it's going to continue to be a world, it's always going to be a world where we are going to be rewarded if we support and lift others up with us. So that is what our main middle card in the near future is talking about. The Six of Pentacles is saying that you are being rewarded by the universe, but you will be rewarded tenfold if you share some of those rewards with those around you. So maybe as you strike out on your own in this present under this full moon, and whatever form that takes, you will be called to not see others as your competition, but instead see everyone around you as an opportunity to both be built up by others and to build someone else up. So that's a really important thing to take to heart. I want to say it again. The people around you are not your competition. They're an opportunity to both be built up by those around you and to build others up. It's a give and take. So that's the most important message coming from this. And then through that, you're going to find a better sense of love, connection, and creativity in your life, because you are letting that ebb and flow come in and out, and you're allowing the generosity of supporting others and being supported ebb and flow as well. So that is our very quick 10-card collective reading. If you want to go a little bit deeper with some more cards for earth, air, fire, water, and get more specific with your zodiac signs, head over to patreon.com/Michelle Shea and join the monthly mystics. And if you're watching on the Patreon, the rest of those readings are starting right now.